header of European Racing Classics concludes today here in LCR Season 9 for round number 10 here at the Temple of Speed, better known of course as Italy Monza. It's a brilliant circuit, but let's have a look at just a few minutes ago when a gripping and epic qualifying session, and here is your grid for it. So pole position number 3 out of 6 starts for KJ Gamer. On his return today, lines up on pole position, the 5-time champion of LCR Leopard has been fantastic form, 3 wins in the last 3 races, starts from P2 today. Drylix makes his return to the league, ironically racing in Racing Point. He starts from P3 with the reserve of F4A Vivid, making it a all-reserve 3-4. Ironically as well, 1, 3 and 4 all reserves. The champion of Burundi can only manage P12 after disaster last week with P12. He's got to improve on it here today. The Alpha Tauri of Aiden, the lone one, starts from P6 today. Row 4 consists of the Flying Fin of Melanie, who's still within a championship, currently sits in P3, starts from 7th, with FXBR Mont sitting in P8. And row 5, ran outside of the top 10, we have the 2 Williams, with Sims out-qualifying his teammate in Boris. Of course, Sims yet to win, but sits second in the championship. Fresh choice tyres beginning at row number 11. We start with Pietro Marco, the lone Italian on the grid for McLaren. He starts from 11th, and Mays, the Scotsman, starts from 12th, the second of the 2 Mercedes. Row number 7 consists of an all-Ferrari 7th row. Of course, they've scored points in their last 2 rounds. They want to make it a third here today in Monza. It's Brad ahead of Apex. And row 8, rounding outside the entire of the field, Flying Fin 866 for Haas, and FXBR Dean, the only man who didn't set a qualifying lap time in that session. But as you can see, the drivers are thick and fast. My name, of course, it's the voice of LCR, alongside me, as usual, the OG voice in F1, Ben. And Ben, that qualifying session was really tight.
You can only get closer, but you can't really get much closer in a second. And well, the entire field, well, realistically, the top 12 only separated by around 9/10 of a second, which is always great to see. So yeah, we're a very fast day of the race. This should be a pretty easy one. Stop soft to mediums around here. I don't really expect many people to start on the mediums. However, I'll just double check in case anybody has. So look, see, I'll check out the top 10. Finn on the hards. Now, Finn, I question your logic, sir, because that's not gonna work. Unless it's like a safety car lap one, just pit and go to mediums, but not really
Maybe
sure.
He's gambling on a long-term safety car.
No.
I like the honesty. I like the honesty.
I was suddenly just thinking, like, is that no? Right here, there's a good chance for a save. Yes, I can see that, but the chances of actually getting one, however, pretty unlikely in my opinion.
So 11th down to 14th, all been disqualified from the formation laps. We've lost 4 cars, but the final 2 of Flying Fin and FXBRD make their way towards the line in the final of 16 as LCR gets ready to create its legacy here in Monza. The final of a, without a doubt, iconic triple threat in an LCR calendar. Britain, Belgium, Italy. It concludes here today in Monza. KJ on pole position, the 5-time champion. He's 3 wins from 3, starts from 2nd. Watch out for the returning Canadian to want to make his impact as well. But as we get ready for the 5 red lights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. LCR Season 9 is off in Italy. It's a good start there, I have to say, from KJ. Pretty good from Leopard as well. They head down towards turn 1. Drylix immediately slotting away those. Vivian now got alongside him and down towards turn 1. Burundi trying to get involved as well as Drylix drops nearly 2 positions on the way down towards the first of the 2 curves. In the KJ now defending from Leopard around the outside. Goes KJ on the defensive Racing Point. Also watch out, Vivian and Drylix still squabbling away. Head on towards Curva Grande. Leopard still not able to find a way past, but now trooped himself to the outside line for the second of the 2 Varantes. KJ versus Leopard on lap number 1. Drylix somehow holding on to P3, Vivid still P4 and Burundi P5. But as they come out of that section now, it's fairly 1 by 1. But Leopard had a pop on lap 1, Ben.
Yeah, no real problems at the back. No real problems throughout the entire field. Other than Sims dropped, I think, 5 places off the start. Sorry, it was only actually 3. But still a pretty poor start there from one of the main championship protagonists. KJ leads then, Leopard second, drag out the third, Vivid 4th, Burundi in P5. No change at all from the top 7. Boris up 2. Biggest loser are Sims and Brad.
Oh, Sims, not what you need when you're Hunter in a championship. He falls down after a pretty disappointing qualifying from his stance. P9 he had to settle for. Now down to P12 and the second lowest of the soft runners. Of course, Brad up to start on the soft outside the top 10. So, of course, He's the lowest soft runner out of the top 10 at the moment, so not good at all. The hometown boy Pietro in P10. Meanwhile, as the graphics glitch, I think there's been a position change. I think Perundi has got ahead of his teammate in Vivid. He's let him go, which is crucial. Also as well, watch out behind. There's also Melanie on the offense against Aiden. Will he be able to try and find a move around the outside, though? However, that is also Boris getting himself involved. The flying fin was a car off. That's Pietro in the background of the first Ferrante. He's gone off and lost the amount of positions there. He's fallen behind Dean, who's currently in P14 at the moment, as the lobby hopefully will now reset itself and we'll get back to the correct standings that you'll be able to see. But KJ still leads ahead of Perundi and Dralex. And the crucial thing as well is if Leopard would have got through turns 1 and 2 with the lead, you'd have thought he would have done a typical Leopard performance, but now he's got to still find a way past that racing point. It's been so fast in qualifying so far, Ben.
Well, you got to watch out. What the guy I've seen from KJ so far in this game, I've done a lot of racing with him. He is a master of saving the ERS. He will lose maybe 10% a race, and he will just keep it all. He will save it all up, and I won't be surprised. That's exactly what you see throughout this entire trade. Is just the saving up ERS. You do not want to burn around here at all.
Contact!
That's exactly what's happening here. If we have a yellow flag in the background, Brad has gone. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, and Perundi's got past Dralex, yeah.
Yeah. Perundi clears Dralex, which is, again, quite big for his championship. He needs to be in front of Leopard here, realistically. The whole drivers need to be concerned about Leopard. They can't let him keep taking these points out of the championship. But at the moment, well, that's still 3 more points. Cat will come down to 27. So, at the moment, I'm probably going to be doing this whole race, just keeping an eye on all 5 main drivers in the championship. Big exit! Big exit from Leopard, from Perundi, getting very, very close. I don't think, however, either situation is going to change very much for either Perundi or Leopard. No, both of them stay in the same bond now.
They do, but Perundi's turned up the heat. He burned pretty much all of his ERS on that last lap. He didn't have any more to deploy at the end of the lap, so it was a sign that he's absolutely gunning it. Meanwhile, FXBR Dean has gone off at the exit of turn 4. I don't know if there's been contact there with the McLaren of Pietro, but now he's fallen down the order, down to 15th. Of course, Brad spun when he hit Flying Finn through Ascari, so he's down to P16 and a long way back, of course, on them soft compound tyres, so he's really fallen out of favour. But anything can happen. It's still a very long race. But on lap 3 here, of course, just had the DRS be enabled for the first time down that back straight. As you can see, Vivid is keeping Dralex for company in an all battle of the east side of the country, western side of the country. In Dralex against Vivid, Canada against America. It's what you want to see, but also what you want to see is Brazil versus Germany in Leopard versus Perundi. It wasn't quite the dream battle that we were imagining in our heads between Syrah and Leopard last season, but still, nevertheless, Perundi has been shown to be a very suitable candidate.
Brazil versus Germany. I mean, we all went to that in 2014, and Brazil came out with being embarrassed at home, so I'm just saying.
Mention that. I wasn't going to mention that.
I'm going to get killed by Brazilians now, aren't I? Great. That's another nation that probably doesn't particularly like very much now. Great. Oh dear. Right.
Also,
anyway,
big talking point here. Top 11, all within DRS at the moment. I know, of course, this track is such a speed track, so it's going to be such a DRS train. But even still, to have the top 11 still remaining in DRS of each other, and also don't forget Amazed on their mediums, if he can keep within DRS of Bond and just keep ticking over with this sort of train that we've got at the front, could put him in good stead later on in this race.
Yeah, so this whole train at the moment is just kind of, it's quiet, but it's moving along. I think, as you said, May is definitely in a very good position. They're Dean with 3-second type penalty, the first one, I believe, in the session so far. It's just that Perundi is starting to harass Leopard a bit now. Perundi, he's pretty much on half the ERS of Leopard, but I think that's mainly one of the crucial things here, is just focusing on the ERS deployment. I mean, KJ's on 79%, he's pretty cool at the moment, so, I mean, one thing we can say is Sims clears Maze towards back of the train. One thing I can point out to you, and I'm not sure, I think you can agree with this as well, just from past LCR races as well. Leopard doesn't. This is the first race I've seen Leopard actually be able to conserve ERS, because he's been in ERL and, of course, here in LCR. He's been really burning his ERS up early. I mean, I'm not sure if this is just a thing with him or if he just struggles to manage it, but for today at least, anyway, he's doing a very good job managing it.
I think it's longevity, isn't it? That's what needs to be thought about here, is just playing the safe game, not burning it all at the start, because that's what you see Leopard do, because he burns it all, because he knows that on pace, one of the fastest across the platform, full stop. He just is. He's got the pace, and he can get the absolute hammer down when it's necessary. But you've also got to remember, he's in a situation where two guys around him are fantastically placed. Ahead of him, Perundi. Oh, it's a car gone off. Boris has gone off. Out of Ascari. And that claims a victim as he now respawns in the middle of the track. Has he got any front wing damage? Yes, he has. No, he hasn't actually. He survived that front wing damage, but does fall down. And you would feel that that means it's very much been lost cause as KJ goes fastest of all and has pulled the gap out to 7/10 now. Is he trying to break that DRS? Because let's face it, if he can, that gives Peroni an opportunity. And Peroni's not going to say no to challenging someone that has been in immense form in terms of the championship.
Well, as well, Peroni pretty much psychologically as well. If he clears left now, what could that do potentially to Leopard's psyche? Could that start to change his mental state for this race? If he gets overtaken by the man he's trying to catch in the championship, could it possibly demotivate Leopard? I mean, I doubt it, but there's all the chance. Actually, Leopard kicks a load of dirt there on the exit the Della Roger chicane. KJ up to 7/10 now, goes a little bit wide. Now get down to 4/10. Leopard with a much better run for the two Lesmos. A good exit, could see him potentially have a go to Ascari. I doubt it, because what's the point of burning your ass to Ascari, but he's definitely there. And to be fair as well, it'll be around this time, we'll probably start seeing pit stops.
Yeah, this could be really crucial about timing your pit stop, because you don't want to get undercut around here, of course. He's a very likeable thing around here. To put in perspective, by the way, in terms of experience, in terms of grabbing a race victory in LCR, of course, Leopard on for his 40th if he can take the checkered flag today. KJ has won once before, Monaco last season. So we'll see how he gets on, as here comes the 39-time race winner to the inside line at turn 1. KJ gives him a squeeze onto almost pit exit. Now down towards turn 1. Around the outside goes KJ on the defence. Leopard, though, still trying to buster his way through. But in the end, KJ does enough to hold on. And Perundi smells an opportunity now to have a go in coming out of Curva Grande down towards the second front. And this is exactly what we were concerned about. But Leopard's got the best straight lines. There's been contact further down somewhere. Sims involved, I think, as he continues to fall down the order. But they held towards the second chicane. And somehow they remain the same, but that was the first real big knock on the door as KJ hits the gravel.
Yeah, that was the first hello, I'm here and I want to leave. Leopard didn't break hard enough. I was trying to put it in perspective. This is 100 quid. This is 150 quid versus 500 quid versus tenner. Effectively, when it comes to setups stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to setups, realistically, KJ driving a TMX. Leopard with a CSL Elite Fanatec, and then you've just got Dralik. You've got Brody on the 50 quid pad. You know, just the normal. I think Dralik's on him. Is Dralik's on a Fanatec as well?
I don't know. Is the car off? Dean's off.
Yeah.
He's lost half a front wing.
It's Pietro, actually.
Oh.
Pietro. Not sure exactly how he's gone there. It is just normal Ascari, but he has dropped it. It's not exactly the best for him. As Leopard comes back again. He's gaining. This time, Leopard KJ defends middle of the track. Leopard goes to the outside. That's a lot smarter from Leopard, but does he have enough room to get on the inside? Stops KJ having to switch back. In fact, actually leaves KJ not that much room on the outside. KJ has a good exit.
Watch Perundi.
And back wheels. Perundi makes it 3 wide. Round the outside of Curva Grande. Oh, this is going to make an LCR screenshot soon. Still 3 wide. KJ, Perundi. Please don't pull a safety car now. Leopard breaks the latest. And Leopard takes the race lead, but I don't think KJ's going to give it up for now. Representing Coventry University, KJ Gamer, in an ACC event only literally yesterday, and we'll be doing the same tomorrow as well. Can he now reclaim the race lead off a free agent? Let's see.
He creeps up towards Leopard at Ascari. He's going to think about the move there. No, he backs off and thinks better on, but gets very, very close, as does the two at the back of the train, because, of course, Dralix and Vivid are still very much in this battle, and they can smell opportunity just as much as I'm sure the front three can. That if there's any sign of any sort of missing connection or a slight looseness of the back end, they will stab upon it, because they're fantastic drivers as well. Vivid and Melanie still involved as well, as they come out of Parabolica to begin lap number 8 as a car off, and it's Boris who's gone off again at Ascari. This time, though, it is fatal from him. Now, into the pit over comes Dralix and Melanie, and I don't think that's a bad idea, because, of course, the leaders are going to continue continue to squabble in the laps to come, because it's a sign that they're not holding back on each other. They both come in, and it's going to be mediums for Dralex and mediums for Melanie. They could get the hammer down. They could be very much within this battle, because, of course, they've got no traffic.
I'm not exactly sure how powerful the undercut is around here, but I won't be surprised if it is still very, very decent. I'll have to see how things go. A bit of luck on the inside from Perondi. He mounts the curbs. Doesn't get the particularly best exit, but we'll have to see what he can do here, Perondi. I'd say he's still definitely a factor in this race. And Leopard is just trying to bowl, but hasn't quite got enough grip at the moment. KJ puts the ERS onto overtake. I think these guys are coming in this lap, you know. Looking at the amount they seem to be taking off the tyres, and how they're driving massively on the brakes there from KJ into Ascari. Gained a good 10 to Zayden picks up time penalty. I thought it was KJ!
Oh, KJ!
Big lose from KJ. We were both, I just watched it on the replay back on the stream, we were both on board with him there, and that was pretty treacherous there. Doesn't go into the pits after a slide like that, I bloody would. And yeah, Leopard in, KJ in, does Perondi follow? Vivid obviously has to stay out because of his teammate being so close. Does anybody's speed? I think that's the big mod was all out. Sims! Somebody always was going to. Watch Leopard. Leopard's being held! Leopard's being held! KJ got held as
being
well.
Held. KJ's out ahead. KJ's done him. Where's these two though? Where's these two? Here comes Dralex coming down the start-finish straight now. Let's see where they are now. Speeding up. He's gone past Leopard, and is he going to go past his teammate? Yes, he is. Side by side, and once again, for the second time in 2 seasons, Dralex has S-housed it, as you said in qualifying.
He has completely S-housed it yet again. Last year, he didn't even run in the top 3 all race, and managed to win the race because of penalties. This season, he's managed to go from mediocre qualifying, by his standards, P3, and coming early, used the undercut, standing, what, P5 I think he was running? And he is a P5 technically right now, but actually, he's winning the Sonic race right at the moment. And KJ's taking a lap towards his tyres. Melanie has got himself up into a net P4.
This is incredible. He's done the championship leader. And this is incredible news because, of course, Melanie sits third in the championship. Put in perspective, big round this for Sims because, of course, he was only 3 points off the championship after a really disappointing round in Belgium, but has not taken the opportunity. Into the pits comes FRA Vivid. He should probably come out somewhere in this train, probably near the back, as I've just seen England have just gone 1-0 down in the football, which is not ideal at all. Can't really care about that right now because it's England. But meanwhile, they have got traffic because, of course, Flying Finn is up the road, coming out the first few turns. Where is FRA Vivid now?
Lots in the gap between Leopard and Melanie.
Is he overcut Perondi?
Yes. Perondi must have got held, I presume. As there comes Dralex on Finn, and you know that was not. You know Finn was easily going to let Dralex through. Come on, that was always going to happen. And don't be surprised. I know this is one of the big controversial points about LCR sometimes, is that certain people tend to get in other certain people's way. There's a big send from KJ! You don't make a move into Lesbo 1 without some big balls. I'm just going to straight up say it. Leopard punch out of the way. A little bit rude there. Melanie almost crashed into his fellow Finn. I see a big run here. Vivid trying to go for Leopard. Backs out of it quite sharply. Backs out of it there on Leopard. If I was Finn, I would have tried to go side by side with him. Or Finn. What am I talking about? Vivid.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd have gone for it, but I guess we're not in the mind of FRA Vivid. But the crucial thing is KJ has kept the gap to Dralex, which is probably the most crucial point of this race. Flying Finn continues to fall down. He's now done a P11. Now, in my opinion, KJ done the move clean. He got past, and that was it. Leopard put him in the gravel. As meanwhile, Perondi is now trying to go past Melanie. He's trying to break late on the outside line. He tries to defend, but he can't. And the Chancellor is now into P7, just now behind his teammate. And remember in the first stint, Perondi got let through by Vivid.
Did you just see the same thing I did?
What?
That just showed up saying 3-second time penalty for LCR Leopard.
Did it?
But
I didn't see that.
When I check his race director, it just says invalidated lap time. So I presume the invalidated lap time is a warning then. Maybe. This isn't. If you're new to LCR, this is an ongoing thing with me getting angry at invalidated lap time. It's the world's stupidest thing ever put in by Codemasters that wasn't the game engine. So I think that is now actually a penalty for Leopard, but we'll see at the end of the race realistically.
As Sims gets a free, you can tell that one's a penalty. That's 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings for him. Invalidated lap time only makes sense in qualifying, really, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Of what happens.
Is it a warning or isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be somewhere in between. Meanwhile, KJ is keeping Dralex for company here as Perundi goes fastest out of everyone on that attempt with a 21.7. And put in perspective, the next fast lap time is Vivid with a 21.9. So he is clearly turning up the gas here in Monza and trying to reclaim what looked to be a fairly set-in-stone podium until a wild Canadian appeared.
The question is KJ super effective?
I don't know, it depends what type he is.
There isn't a type that's pink. Well, what is that? It's fairy.
I'm just going to stop making Pokemon references because Dralex went deep and got a penalty. Oh, he was the man that picked up places because of not having penalties last season. He now might be the man that drops places because he's got penalties. And that news is probably, if it's eventually relayed to KJ, going to be the best news he can hear in a while. But he's still got Leopard Rampage behind him. And has he got a 3-second penalty? We don't know, as Vivi gets one as well.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this now. One advantage that KJ doesn't have, that some people might have, is he's currently in a party on his own. So he has nobody to be relaying the information to him unless he's watching the stream, which I really wouldn't put it past him to watch the stream because Ferry's actually a really smart idea.
Yeah, I do that. Well, actually, I get credit to do that because we race in the same race. Yeah. Always here in the background. Meanwhile, KJ is turning up the heat here, and then towards turn one, he continues to close and close as Aiden has also found a way past Melanie coming down towards turn one. A good move there from the Alpha Tauri, but this train continues to Constantine her up as Melanie continues to struggle coming out of this turn two. A man that back in season 7 had a fantastic battle with. What happened?
So Leopard hit the back of KJ. No damage.
I think surely reduced damage, nothing. I was going to say nothing would happen, but it's reduced damage.
Yeah. Well, tell you what was reduced damage. You got turned into a bloody pimp. You got beat into a pulp.
I did hit the wall a bit hard though.
Yeah, but you got beat into a pulp.
You had to get that in once more, didn't you? You couldn't just leave it. I mentioned it in qualifying, and you couldn't just leave it.
Well, it's just the easiest thing to refer to at the moment because it was literally Tuesday, and I got a podium.
Yeah, well done. That's 2 shots if you're playing the mention every time he has a drink every time he mentions his podium.
Let's put it this way, right?
Don't you worry. When we go back to Spain and LCR, I'll be beating the crap out of the time I got a podium in LCR World.
Don't worry. I'll just be talking constantly how I'll win this season's Tier 1 title.
Here we go. Here comes KJ though. Back to the action on track.
Yeah.
DRS open. He's not in overtake, and I think, judging by what I've seen, I think KJ's got a slightly more downforce orientated setup because on the straights, in particular when Leopard was attacking, they were both in the same ERS mode, but Leopard was really quicker in a straight.
Tried to cut across you there, Jack. Melody and Mont tried to commit murder with each other. Frankly, there it was like a knife fight on the side of a wing. Pretty dangerous stuff there between the Brazilian and the Finn, and they did quite badly. Didn't thank the heavens for the pair of them, but geez, that was actually moderately scary. But as you talk about KJ with high wings, I've done a race here with KJ before. I think he runs something like 2.4, 2.5 around here, which is quite high. I mean, personally, I run 1.5, but it's, I don't know. I mean, it tends to be you can run anywhere from like 1.3 to 2.5. Realistically, is like your limit. So he's pretty much on the limit. He just wants to try and maximize the middle sector. So he's for lap time. There's certain words.
I love it when you do that. I absolutely love it when you do that.
I think it's the highlight of the show, frankly.
I think that's brilliant whenever you do that. Meanwhile, I should mention traffic is coming in because Apex is 1.5 seconds up the road from Dralex, and Well, judging by the way that the others treated Flying Finn, I'm fearful of what might happen here.
If you're dad and you look in your mirrors right now, you just have a little nosy over, like, who? Oh my god! Is that your reaction?
Pretty much. I mean, here comes KJ though. We've got a Curva Grande. And up towards the second chicane, gets close. Very, very close. Inches almost between the two racing points. And once again, Dralex is ahead. And now he's going to have DRS on Apex. This is surely going to be a really desperate move in towards Ascari, because no offence to Apex, but this train is a heck of a lot quicker than him.
Well, yeah. He's about to get either bulldozed or ran over. And I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but probably ran over.
Oh!
And this is important for Dralex, so he can clear him into Parabolica.
Here comes KJ.
Oh, he doesn't want to overtake him, though.
I'm sorry for the swearing, but Mont's binned it.
He's in front of the line. Dralex isn't going to do. Oh, Leopard! Leopard from out of nowhere!
Oh my god!
Wow! I was just about to say, Dralex isn't going to get DRS on the straight because he wasn't in the he'd overtaken Apex before the line, but it didn't really matter because KJ simply wasn't close enough, and now Leopard was to the inside, gets blocked off, locks up instead. KJ got bloody close to the back of Dralex. All that happened within absolutely minuscule seconds of each other. My voice just went really high, and that hurt.
I don't quite believe what's just happened there, really. So,
exactly.
So basically, Dralex was trying to not get fully past him so he could get the DRS down the straight. But Apex, of course, wanted the DRS himself, so it was sort of like they both Constantina'd. KJ didn't have anywhere to go. Then Leopard thought, well, I'm just going to take KJ, went to the inside of him, didn't work, and it's absolute chaos. But somehow they've resolved it, and somehow Vivid didn't hit the wall there.
I just bit my hand. It was one of those rushes like, ah. I didn't thought I was about to see an absolutely humongous accident. Oh, there you go again! Prodding in it goes again as Amaze comes into the pit lane. Sodding Nora.
Amaze is only 14 seconds ahead, right? So he comes in now, goes into the softs. No, I know he's not, but obviously that gap's sort of been, I don't know, minimalised because of the battle that we've seen. Speaking of which, here comes KJ again on Dralex, goes to the outside line at the first chicane. Dralex broke later, done enough to hold his own as he locks up the tyres. Apex also in for a set of softs, whereas a mate has come out at the back of the train about 4.3 seconds, but of course he's on fresh soft tyres, and if he can get past the likes of Sims, his teammate Aiden, he's in for the top 5, so don't discount the bridesmaid just yet.
Well, no, of course not, but we'll have to see. I mean, the problem is I think he might need a safety car. Might. Not 100% sure he's going to get there under his own power, but we'll have to see. I mean, both drivers now coming through, all the drivers coming through now onto the straight before Ascari. And I'm going to ask you this now, Jack. With 9 laps to go, just over, who's winning this race?
How long's left?
Yeah.
Is that really how long's left?
Yeah. Just under 9 laps. Yeah.
That's flown by.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but that is absolutely flown by.
The race length should only be about 39 minutes, depending on the safety car, so... That's why I like Monza.
My money's on KJ.
I agree.
KJ.
I agree 100% because I bet against him on Sunday and he managed to absolutely dominate the race, so...
Here we go. KJ down towards turn 1, goes to the outside line on his teammate, long way round. He tries to brake later this time and does. He's learned from previous mistakes, and in the end, squeezing contact. Leopard Dralex is round.
Leopard
under turn 2, and Dralex has spun, and Amaze goes past.
Leopard hit him. Leopard hit him. At least that's how it looked from the way the camera was. I'm 93% sure Leopard hit him in the traction zone. Dralex got an influx of power, obviously. Was in the wrong gear. Boom. Straight round. E for Leopard.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I'm going to say. And I think as well, if I'm right in saying, I think Leopard's doing the stewarding this week.
Oh dear.
I remember reading something about that from from the official Legacy Championship Racing account, because I don't know what's happened with Dan. I'm just not going to bring it up, frankly. But yeah, well, that's what I'm going to say on that one.
So now Leopard has the opportunity to take the race lead.
Oh, and he's gone. Now he's finally bit it.
Oh dear, it had to happen eventually. You keep rolling the dice and eventually the house always wins, and in this case the house's co-masters out of the final corner, heading down towards turn 1, and KJ does enough this time round to hold it. Crucial thing as well, Aiden's now in 4th, and he's doing a fantastic job at the moment for Alpha Tauri. He's not really had the luck at all this season, you would say. But here in Monza, he has got a penalty, which is a bit of a shame. You would have liked to have seen that he didn't have one, but it's still in good stead. But yes, of course. And the crucial thing as well is, of course, we don't know about the invalid lap time that's going to count as many. But if it does, then the final order will be KJ, Perundi. What's Melanie got?
I think Melanie
hasn't got a pen. He'll be third.
I'd say. So at the moment, well, we're going to have 3 nationalities on the podium, which is one thing to really enjoy. Sort of fly. One thing to be nice about, and second of all, it's going to be a very, very good podium, I think, and it'll be great for Perundi, in my opinion, because it's going to move him. He's going to do really well in the championship. Crucially as well, Leopard finishing 4th, he's still going to gain 12 points, but he's going to lose 6 points to Perundi. That gap's going to go up to 36, which is still very overhaulable, but, you know, it's going to be a very interesting final few rounds, let's put it that way. As now Leopard seething it. I think both Leopard and KJ now are just going to sit down, have a chill, and then maybe 2 laps to go. They're just going to absolutely smash it one.
As FRA Vivid comes into the pits, it was looking like a really good day for the reserve. He looked strong in qualifying, had some really strong pace, and he kept rolling the dice with the back end in throughout this Grand Prix, and eventually it come back to bite him. Out of Parabolica just last lap. Now he's pitted for a new front wing, onto the softs to do the last few laps. Probably set the fast lap as well. As Apex, by the way, is now into the points. And this would be the third time on the trot Ferrari have brought home points, which is the most successful thing they've had since the start of Season 7.
Oh, jeez. That's... Oh, it's great for them to finally be getting some serious consistency. In obviously not on points for that long a time, quite demoralising for the pair of them, but at the moment they're in for a very good run. And to be fair, it's not like Pietro is catching Apex. Apex is in a pretty comfortable position. Asani doesn't have a 250 million amounts of penalties, so I don't think he does. He has 2,
which is
compared to Pietro's 1. Yeah, he's comfortable at the moment.
The Italian's doing a good job after what has been a very disappointing race, nevertheless. Of course, the only Italian group. I think we've had 2 Italians in our time in LCR. Pred comes to mind, and also Pietromato. I don't know if there's been another one, but those are the 2 that come straight off the top of my head. Because of course, I think Pred drove for Toro Rosso, which seems kind of perfect, really. An Italian in Toro Rosso would have made sense for an Italian Ferrari, but nevertheless, not exactly been the most successful country across the years, but. Disappointing day on his home race, but is trying to claw back at least a few points. And like I said in qualifying, he's got the pace, but just hasn't quite been able to get the luck in the race.
Yeah, as I said in qualifying, referring back to Monaco, looked to be a very, very good race for him there, running, I believe, P3, and then just Monaco happened, really. So LCR managed to turn Monaco to an absolutely brilliant race, and for that I'm very grateful. Leopard getting close again, but cannot make an impression at the moment. Perundi is there as well, but again, can't really do anything about this front lot at the moment, but we'll have to see. As a call upon what is effectively 5 to go in the race, it's about to get very, very interesting.
And look who's 1.1, well, just got to find a way past Sims and is closing in still. Sims has been doing a very consistent stint in P6. He's just now about to be passed by Amazed, however, as I think down the DRS it should be a Rusby as he moves for the soft compound tyre runner. He goes to the right, got the inside line for the first couple of corners, and gets past. His teammates the next one ahead, and he's been in the top 4. So really scrap them as he butchered the first part of the chicanes there, really. But with 5 laps to go, he's still on fresh soft, so if these guys do swabble, could you see Amazed getting a good result out of this?
No, because he has a penalty.
But so does Aiden, and so does Leopard potentially.
The best deal gets P4. Unless these
But that's
soft
still a
tyres
good result, is it not?
Not when you're battling for a championship. Think about that.
He's the bridesmaid. He never battles for a championship.
Oh.
That's the point of the name.
Whoa, he was distracted in Ascari, so if anything, he's battling with a tyre barrier on who's superior. Newsflash, it's the tyre barrier normally.
Watch out for the lead here because Leopard is closing in on KJ now as they're about to start lap 24. So 4 laps to go left for the Italian Grand Prix here in round 10 to end the historic triple threat that we've had over the past 3 weeks. Starting off in Britain, we had an instant classic last week in Belgium. Now here in Italy, down towards turn 1. Leopard's got to run up towards the first chicanes. Can he get past this time? KJ breaks out on the outside line. I think, though, he's not going to have enough to try and hold his own. He is not. And for the first time in the Italian Grand Prix, Leopard leads and looks set, if he doesn't have that penalty, to take his 40th LCR victory.
KJ just completely screwed that up. He was trying to go for the switchback and just clobbered the inside curves. He had a wheel on the grass. Nearly dropped it because of it. You're on board with it at the time as well. I think KJ's struggling with his rear tyres here because now Perondi's all over the back of him. And this, if Leopard doesn't have this penalty, Leopard does have the penalty, sorry, is your effective battle. But the lead, Aiden's out!
Aiden's off!
Dropped it!
No!
From what was looking like an extremely good result. Safety car!
But what do? Because if they pit, Amaze will lead. They can't pit. They're going to have to stay out. They're going to have to, for the entire race, without a single safety car. And then Aiden does, and Lewis Hamilton, I'm sorry, he just has, back in 2007? Or 2009. He was third, wasn't he, with like a few laps to go, and he put it in the wall.
Last lap.
So, and the safety car has come out, but what do? Because KJ's been struggling with rear tyres. Leopard's going in!
Leopard in! No! Leopard was relying on everybody coming in with him, and nobody else did. Melody sped! Oh, that's huge for his championship. Melody speeds at the pit lane. Leopard comes in. Dralek's in. Mont's in as well. So KJ Perondi are giving themselves a massive gulp. Leopard fresh softs. He's going to come out in P5 behind Sims and Amaze. Amaze has just got AI. KJ's AI. Oh dear God in heaven, this is about to get mental.
Watch Dan, because of course he done the exact same strategy as Amazed, and he's going to come out ahead of Dralek's in P7.
What's Dan? Hang on. I don't think Dan's had a top 7. I think that's finished 7th since possibly even season 6.
It's been a long time.
No.
Do you remember he led a safety car restart? Do you remember?
Yeah, we lost our heads. Yeah.
That was here, wasn't it? That was ridiculous.
Season 7 Mexico. Dan finished 7th. That's the last time I can remember him finishing that high up the field.
So, it'd be 2 laps to go. So, will the safety car come in this lap? Or will it come in with 1 lap?
It's got to come in this lap. I know it's programmed to be a bit of a... There we go, yeah. It's programmed to give the drivers 2 laps. And look who... Oh, they're here. Dralek's and Dralek's, however, isn't. Now is.
They should catch up. Yeah,
KJ has got... Right. Let's just pray not for a Magello. Because that's the only problem of what could very likely happen. So I'm just going to sit here, toes crossed, fingers crossed. And I'm just going to sit here and just really hope nobody doesn't do dying.
Here we go, back to green flag racing. That's a fantastic restart from the racing point. The Perundi and the Alpha Male was not suspecting that at all. Nor was Amazed, nor was Sims. And this is crucial because now Sims has dropped back, but of course the others couldn't overtake, so they're forced to Constantine are up together, heading down towards turn 1. Melody's got a run on Leopard here for P4 as well, but watch out as Perundi's got the inside line of KJ at turn 1. Can he squeeze him out at turn 2? Here comes Amaze to potentially take the lead. He's forced to be run out wide. Perundi's now getting himself involved and they head on towards Curva Grande now. Down towards Curva Grande. Will he try and find a way past the 3 and 4? Purundi on the outside. KJ on the inside line. Can he hold his own? They're both trying to hold their own. They're side by side through turn 4. Can he still? Just about. I think KJ's done enough. And he has through towards Lesmo 1. And Leopard's involved.
Oh, God. This is about to get a bit dramatic. It's already dramatic, to be honest, and traumatic. I've just said both words together. Great. We're about to get ready to go then for this final lap. I don't think anybody's going to make any overtakes now, but I think Leopard's going to have to make an overtake now because otherwise he's probably going to get screwed by this entire field. This is about to get very intense. There is no DRS, remember. Yes. No DRS.
No DRS
a great
at all.
exit from Leopard alongside Amaze. Amaze has got to burn his DRS here. He can't just let Leopard go through. They're fighting for a championship. Amaze gives them absolutely no room. Leopard gives them a love tap. Another love tap. A great exit, though, from the German. They have a big smash with each other. And now Melody's going to run. Amaze is defending for Melody, isn't he? Amaze is defending for Melody. Big run from Purundi. Purundi's nowhere near Leopard. KJ, actually. Purundi's nowhere near him.
What about Drolex? What about Drolex on Melody?
Hello, yeah,
He's trying to take Leopard as well. Down towards turn 1.
Canadian. Oh, God, he's so close. Scotland versus Germany
like
versus
NASCAR,
Canada
they're ordering
versus
it.
Finland versus Brazil because Monza's in it as
It's
well.
This is
It's like
unbelievable
NASCAR.
stuff on the very last lap of the race.
This
It's
is
been
like watching-
quite a
it's like
decent,
watching NASCAR.
entertaining one. But right at the end, it's come an absolute instant classic as Melody and FX behind one. By the way, it's contact, and around goes Mont. Oh, Sims is off onto the grass. Vivid also involved as well. They're now trying to go 3-1 and towards Lesbo 1. But meanwhile, up towards the front. And here we go towards
KJ saw it, I think.
second Lesbo. Leopard's got a good run. On Amaze, going to try and go around the outside of the Scari. Have Amaze has got the straight line speed to hold it this time round. Will he try a send? There's not really a section you can send for. Now round towards the line. Who's going to finish where? I don't quite know. Up towards the line and Parabolica they come. But KJ Gamer has only taken one LCR victory, and it will be a pole to win this time round after Monaco Season 8. Here now in Italy Season 9 on his return to LCR. KJ Gamer wins the Italian Grand Prix, and it's Purundi
Leopard did have a penalty.
third. Leopard 4th, Melanie 5th, Dralek 6th, Vivid 7th, Dan scores 4 points in 8th, Sims 9th, Mont 10th, Pietromato 11th, Flying in 12th, and Brad in 13th. What an Italian Grand Prix end that was!